And Ron Christie, Republican strategist, founder of Christie Strategies, and former assistant to President George W. Bush and Vice President Dick Cheney. Gentlemen, we've got a very active day in politics, and I think the big question is just how potent is the Tea Party movement in this country? Ron Christie, how do you break it down in Pennsylvania? Or excuse me, how do you break it down in Kentucky, where Rand Paul, is he going to win this thing? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a squeaker, Ed, and I think this is going to be a very interesting test to gauge the strength of the Tea Party movement. Trey Grayson, the Secretary of State in Kentucky, was the establishment choice. He was backed by Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. He was backed by most of the national Republicans. And then you have Rand Paul, the son of Ron Paul, the congressman, the former presidential candidate, who seems to be the darling of the Tea Party. If he pulls off a victory today, which I perceive to be an upset, it could portend not only beyond the bluegrass state, but then we'll have to see, does this mean that the Tea Party now has wind in their sails? And I think the answer there would be yes.
Tom Andrews, Rand Paul is a very interesting candidate. He's gone so far in an interview to say that he thinks the 1990 American Disabilities Act should be repealed. Now, because it would help business. This is really out of the ordinary, isn't it? And is something like that going to hurt or help his cause?
Well, thank God it is out of the ordinary, Ed. That act that was signed by a Republican president has done a lot of good for an awful lot of people, including businesses across the country. You know, this is the problem. As your show showed earlier, this is a low turnout election, less than 30%. And in a situation like this, a small group of very intense individuals working very hard for one candidate can have an extraordinary impact on that particular primary when very few people are showing up. The problem is that you then